What's up guys, this is Yash. Welcome to this new fresh video. I cannot tell you how important this video is, so I do recommend taking a paper and a pen and making sure you take notes if you need to, and if you're just trying to know it for your knowledge and information, that's perfect. So what is this video about? Like the caption says, this video is about GDPR. So what is GDPR? GDPR is EU's General Data Protection Regulation. Now, this is a new privacy regulation policy that EU has actually put in place, which is gonna actually replace the policy that existed before that is aged to 1955. So the first act that is actually gonna replace was put in place in the year 1955, which is aged a lot. It has surely seen some modifications over time, but because of the way we deal with customers, because of the way customers deal with companies in today's world, things have changed and new regulations were to be brought in place. So EU did that and they brought in this. So when I say EU, I mean European Union. So it's all the countries in the European Union, they have one law, that's the GDPR. So it's not different countries taking different steps, it's one European Union with one major regulations, which is amazing and different, has never happened before. It's the first time that's going to take in place. So second, why you want to comply with it is because they have huge and hefty fines this time. They're going ham on fines because they want to actually protect the customers, protect the natives, protect the people, those who have their information out. So the fines are ranged at about 20 million euros, and it is 4%, or if your company doesn't make that much and cannot afford that much, they know how to get you back. You will be paying about 4% of your global turnover, which is insane, so you rather want to comply. So what does it actually do? GDPR will give the customer who actually deals with different companies more right and more power to ask the companies to delete or actually give them all the information that they have on them. So if as a customer I come up to you and you are storing data on me, I could come up to you and say, hey, okay, I am this, look me up and give me all the information you have on me and I want to have it. And you have to give it to me as a company. Second, if you have any information stored on me, I could come up to you and say, okay, delete all this information, I don't want anything to do with it. And that is amazing because you as a company would have to delete that information. That being said, third is one of the most important factors is if you want to send me an email again as a customer, you have to get a consent again from me. So if you had an email collected like 20 years ago or 5 years ago or 7 months ago and you've been sending me emails and I have not unsubscribed, it's okay, but you have to send me another email so that I comply to what you're saying. Say, okay, I agree, and it's only then you could send me emails again, or else you will be not complying with the GDPR standards. All companies are affected by it. So you are affected by it if you're collecting data. You're affected by it if you have any kind of data that you're holding back for any of your customers. You have to comply with it and you have to see what actually works for you. I'm in no shape or form a legal advisor, so do your own research and due diligence in order to proceed further with this. So I'm going to give you 3 main examples about Facebook, Apple, and Google and how they're actually dealing with this information or this GDPR change. Number one, what Facebook is doing is, what Facebook actually did already, because they're pretty fast at jumping on it because they have a bunch of users. So if you are in the EU or are from EU and living someplace else, what Facebook did was when you sign into your Facebook app or you get into your Facebook app, there is no way of getting around it. They simply tell you to agree to the new terms and conditions which are GDPR compliant, and while they did that, they forced that on you in a way. And what they also did was they actually nudged most of the EU people into liking the facial recognition software that they've installed that will recognize their faces in different photos that have been posted all over Facebook. Apple simply came straightforward and told, okay, we collect only minimal data on our customers anyway, we're straightforward and we are now GDPR compliant. Thank you so much, these are our policies. That's how Apple did it. And Google, on the other hand, stayed quiet, kept hiding, changed the policies, pushed it out, made people agree, and didn't tell them what the policies were like very explicitly. So that's how the 3 main giants actually did it. So the next question is, will these work? Will this new GDPR thing work really? Will it actually protect the customers? Will it put a bunch of burden on us, or will our marketing and stuff will change through how we go through Facebook marketing and things? Yes, it will impact a lot of it, but you need to understand data industries are like about $230 billion industry, so things are going to be pretty constant. They would be looking for some loopholes, some gray area to work with, find out some other ways of storing data, sending out data, and there will be some rules that will be bent, turned over, flipped, maybe not broken, but that's going to be somewhere around what the companies would be looking for, because really not too many companies are ready to just give out data and throw it away. That being said, is GDPR thing for the whole of the world? Like, are these privacy policies or these regulations for the whole world or for just EU? Yes, these rules are just for the European Union. That includes everything but the UK in Europe because of the Brexit, but soon it's gonna be flown through into the UK too, but not yet, not yet. And what most companies are doing, which I also recommend you guys doing, is when you're trying to make yourself compliant, just don't wait for it to be, okay, I'm just gonna send it to my EU clients, or just send it to clients those who are from the EU. What you should simply do is set a basic platform of your privacy policy, update your privacy policy. That's what most of the big companies are doing, and make them GDPR compliant, because GDPR has most of the things actually in it. So if your privacy policies are GDPR compliant, and if you're using like bigger hosts like Shopify, WordPress and stuff, they will actually be GDPR compliant, so you really don't have to worry about it directly. But if you're storing data on the side, if you're running an app, or you're an app developer, or you are just bootstrap the website from scratch and you have your own data servers and stuff, you need to be GDPR compliant. And I do not want to be the person who voices what all you have to do, because there's a bunch of bulky process, and it's gonna be a little money consuming, time consuming, so you might have to get to it quickly. I would highly recommend doing your own research, but that's what it's gonna do. And like I was saying, you really need to make sure that you are GDPR compliant all through from here on, or get onto it if you're not, because what that would do is sooner or later these rules going to be adapted by most of the countries around the world, and then you have to really send out, say if Australia gets some of these rules and put them in place, then you have to really put out another newsletter or send out another way of actually getting the consent. So what you start to do is from here on start to implement that in your privacy policy, so when people actually accept your privacy policy, they're accepting to the new GDPR rules, and when they get that, you're really more comfortable and flexible, so as to there's not going to be much change from there on, because GDPR does have a lot of information. That's about it in this video. I wanted to make this video a little brief explanation and description of what GDPR is and how it will affect you as a customer or as a business. So that is what GDPR is. In the end, I would like to say, if you're trying to keep your data safe, if you're not giving out and selling out data of your customers to people, and if you're readily able to delete the information that you have on your customers, you should be fine. Just want to be sure that you send out consent letters so people are ready to consent to getting data, getting emails and stuff from you, because even if you're a small company, you really do not want to get into these lawsuits, because they could be expensive and time consuming. And that's about it for this video, and that's all about GDPR that I have learned and I like to discuss. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, do consider subscribing to this channel for everything business, marketing and finance related, so we could be better, stronger, smarter business people. Thank you so much for watching this video. Take care, peace, and do not forget to subscribe. Peace.